Hello everybody, this is Tim here again with BoomStick Critique. I figured I did one Godzilla video, might as well jump in with another. Yes, I still collect VHS tapes. It's big, it's loud, it's fun. Joel Siegel, Good Morning America. Directed by Roland Emmerich, who also did Independence Day and fucking Stargate, which I like both those movies better than this. This film, it stars Matthew Broderick, Jean Reno, uh, Maria Petilio, Hank Azaria, Kevin Dunn, Michael Lerner, Harry Schreer, music by David Arnold, rated PG-13, released by Columbia Pictures. Now, this movie came out in what year? Let me see if I can find it here. 1998. I believe this came out maybe 1 year or a little bit after Jurassic Park 2: The Lost World. This movie rips off Jurassic Park bad. Bad. Plagiarism bad. As far as this movie goes, the number one sin of this movie, the biggest sin that this movie commits in the moviedom world, is it is not a Godzilla movie. This is not a Godzilla movie. This movie suffers from what I like to call ass fuckness. Now let's see. Americans took the character of Godzilla. They wanted to introduce him to the U.S., but they didn't want to do him in the way that he was already been done, in the way that everybody liked him by the Toho, films, like in those films. They didn't want to do him that way because they thought, well, maybe Americans wouldn't really get into that. We must Americanize him. Americanize. So that's what's happened. He's been Americanized with a new look that looks absolutely fucking nothing like the Japanese version. And it's not just that. I could get behind this look. I really could. If it was more of a force of nature, aggressive type Godzilla. But this Godzilla, they deliberately go out of their way to humanize him more. They take away his badass factor, and they have him like walking around, getting up close to the camera and stuff, and just like the look in his eyes and his face, it's just too humanistic. They're just trying to humanize him too much. They keep trying to point out the fact that this is an animal. This isn't like a mythical the Godzilla in the Toho films, he was created by like radiation, right? Whatever. But still, he was like a mythical creature. There was, shit going on in his mind, though. He was a creature that could really only exist in movies. But here, with this one, they try to Americanize it by making it more down to earth and taking away the more fantastical elements like Godzilla's fire breath. I don't think he fucking blows fire breath in this movie. Or atomic breath. I think really what it is when he only does it like twice in the whole movie. And I think what it is when he like breathes or whatever and lets out a big roar. I think it just like causes cars to like flap in the air, and somehow cars explode or something, and like the fire in the air, like he blows it towards people, something stupid shit like that. I think it's something like that. So right off the bat, you've already got the fuck you for me. Fuck you for that. The fuck you. And then humanizing Godzilla to make him more animalistic and less, thinking in his mind, you've got double fuck you. See? More fuck yous. And then they go out of their way to keep expressing that this isn't just an animal. Okay? He's not the ultimate badass king of monsters like the Japanese Godzilla. This is just simply a mutated animal. The movie starts out, I was pretty much with the movie for a while, but once Godzilla shows up, it's like, that ain't Godzilla. Come on, man. Not just the look. The look, like I said, I could get with this look. I could. If they played him up to more of a fucking badass and more aggressive and show that he kicks fucking ass. But no, all they keep saying is, this motherfucker loves to eat fish. He loves fish. So they bring on Matthew Broderick, who's like this animal biologist or whatever, and I'm thinking the U.S. government doesn't have like their own private biologist. They gotta hire Matthew Broderick. But Matthew Broderick's not really the problem with this movie. He's not great. I've never thought of Matthew Broderick as a great actor, but he is an actor I like, but I've never thought of him as a great actor. And in this movie, he pretty much ranges from when he's at his worst, he's like okay. When he's at his best, he's decent. He's not the problem with this movie. his like girlfriend in the movie or ex-girlfriend or whatever that you know he's gonna hook up with by the end of the movie, she's worthless to the movie. Really no reason for her to be there. I didn't think she was that great acting wise. I didn't think she had that much charm either. And the creature's not even like called Godzilla. It's called like Gojira, and like some reporter just accidentally mispronounces his name on TV and says Godzilla instead of Gojira. And then like Matthew Broderick's ex-girlfriend is watching it on TV and she's like, "It's Gojira, you moron." And I'm like, "No, you fucking retard. It's Godzilla. He fucking got it right." And stupid shit like that, trying to give Godzilla a different name. That's fucking stupid. Another huge sin in this movie is the fact that you find out later in the middle of the movie that the creature is actually pregnant, and he's sorry, I can't stop laughing. He's birthing like baby raptor Godzillas, and they're all in the Madison Square Garden. They're running around everywhere. This Spielberg should sue. Plagiarism out the ass. These baby raptor Godzilla creatures are direct rip-offs of the fucking raptors from Jurassic Park. They have like the same fucking mannerisms. There's even scenes where one of them like attacks some dude who's behind these two doors, and it like jumps straight towards the doors and falls down on him with its tail like wagging up in the air, just like a shot from a Jurassic Park movie. It's fucking stupid. I mean, it's not. It's just fucking plagiarism, man. Rip off and a half. And then fucking there's even a scene where Matthew Broderick like shuts these doors where there's the little Godzillas on the other side, and he shuts two doors, and then one of them like fucking looks up to like the glass, you know, like there's like a circle window or whatever in the door. It like looks up to it just like the raptor did in Jurassic Park 1, and I'm like, by then I've pretty much about gave up. I about gave up. This movie, it just pisses me off. The more recent Godzilla movie directed by the dude that did the movie Monsters or whatever, it's better than this movie because that movie at least felt more like a Godzilla movie. And Godzilla, even though he was hardly on screen in that movie, he was still treated with more respect than he was here. And Godzilla's look was better in that movie than it is here. And it's just the way Godzilla acted in that movie is better than he acted here. He still felt like, for the majority of that movie, that he was like, you know, a badass motherfucker who couldn't be took down. But in this movie, Godzilla can be hurt by like regular conventional weaponry, like fucking rockets, or he gets knocked out by getting hit with a torpedo from a submarine. And at that point, I'm out, man. This is not a Godzilla movie. Godzilla should not, the king of monsters, should not be knocked out by a fucking torpedo from a small ass pissant sub. And not to mention is they go out of their way over and over to tell the audience this is just simply a fucking animal. It's just an animal. It thinks like an animal. They set a trap for Godzilla by planting a bunch of fish and have it go after the fish. And I'm like, what the fuck? The real Godzilla wouldn't do this. He wouldn't fall for that stupid shit. The fuck? But at the same time, they go out of the way to say this is just an animal. He is an animal. He has no more intelligence than any regular fucking animal. So he's not even trying to hurt anybody. He's just an animal running through the city. So it just makes the government or whoever look like fucking pricks. And I don't even buy the government just jumping to destroy this thing. If this was like some loose, just giant dinosaur running through the city, they would try to capture this motherfucker. They would. They would try to capture him and throw his ass in Dinosaur Area 51. Is exactly where this fucking version of Godzilla would go. If they could get their hands on him. There ain't no way they wouldn't go for capture first. And yeah, once again, he's just like a loose animal. So why not capture him? It makes the government seem more like dicks that they're just trying to destroy this animal for no reason. I mean, kill his, the babies or whatever if you have to, because they keep fucking multiplying. But capture the dinosaur, sterilize it so it can't have any more kids, and bam, fuck, there you go. Put it up in some giant atrium somewhere where it can't break out. That's all you gotta do. But still, the automatic intention is just destroy, kill this unique animal, die, motherfucker. And it just makes the government look like dickwads. And then at the end, Godzilla gets defeated in the fucking stupidest way. At the end, he gets caught on this bridge, and there's a bunch of cables on the bridge, and so he gets caught in them, and he can't keep pushing forward and break loose from them. And so he falls down, he gets hit by a couple rockets, and falls over dead. And I'm like, what? You telling me this ginormous fucking dinosaur can't push his way through some cables on a bridge that's hit him. He can't push through them and cause him just to snap from the bridge. He can't push through that. It's almost like, fuck, we gotta kill this motherfucker by the end of this movie. I can't think of any logical way to do it. Maybe anybody got any ideas? Well, maybe if we trap him on a bridge in some way, even though he should logically be strong enough to probably break through this shit, maybe they'll buy it. Maybe. And I'm like, you dumb motherfuckers. That's stupid. And Godzilla getting hurt by tiny little pissant rockets from jets or whatever. This is the king of fucking monsters. This motherfucker in the Japanese movies cannot be destroyed by nearly anything except maybe like a fucking sound wave device or something to hurt his ears. And here he gets killed by fucking regular rockets. That, man, that killed me. And then worse yet, when he falls down, Matthew Broderick walks up to him, and like as his eyes are closing, it's like really sad as the camera focuses on him. And then Matthew Broderick's like feeling real sympathy for the dinosaur. I'm not even gonna call him Godzilla. I'm just gonna call him like Japanese people do, Zilla. So as Zilla's dying, Matthew Broderick, he feels like shit because this is just a unique animal that's dying. It's just an animal. So. And then after that, you get the U.S., all the people in the government going, "Yay, we just killed this one-of-a-kind animal for no fucking reason. We didn't even try to capture it. Hey!" And I'm like, wow. Yippee! Because the creature never kills anybody on purpose. It doesn't have any intelligence like the Japanese Godzilla does. I mean, it has intelligence, but it's like animalistic intelligence. It doesn't have intelligence like the Japanese version of Godzilla does. It just thinks like an animal. So basically, they just killed the one-of-a-kind, unique animal for stomping on some buildings and running into shit for no reason. I mean, just because it was trying to find some fish. Why not capture the motherfucker, lock him up, and never have this situation again? If this creature was evil, I can understand. If there was no way to capture it, then I would understand. But it seems like they could capture it. This is not like the Japanese Godzilla. This thing can be hurt by conventional weaponry. So why not just blow some fucking gas in its face or something with a rocket and put it to sleep? And when it falls down, haul its fucking ass to Delaware, wherever the government takes shit like this. Just do that. But no, and then another thing, I don't even like the fact that they're trying to make this like a sympathetic animal type, creature, this Zilla thing. Like when it falls down, he's like feeling really sorry for it, like, oh. I'm like, I don't want to just sit there and whine and be a little goofy emotional over the king of monsters. I want him to be the king of monsters. I want him to rise up and squash the ever-loving fuck out of everybody. If you go back and watch the original black and white Godzilla movie, and there Godzilla was a mean motherfucker. He wasn't really sympathetic. He was a mean motherfucker. And you watch the one in this movie, the Zilla creature, this creature is really sympathetic. I mean, seriously, every time you see it like an up close, it never even tries to harm anybody. It has 100 chances to hurt. Like Matthew Broderick, it just like, oh, see you later, motherfucker. Just walks away. And I'm like, this is the wrong attitude for a Godzilla movie. I'm gonna explain right now why this movie is the way it is. This movie was made. They thought nobody in America is gonna be down for a more Japanese. A style of Godzilla. Nobody in America is gonna be down for a style of Godzilla like he was in the Toho movies, even though those are what made him popular. Let's do him like this. We need to Americanize him for our dumb, stupid American audiences who can't understand having fun. No, I'm not saying Americans are stupid. I'm saying that's the way movie companies think. They think everybody in the U.S. is like dumber than fuck. Like everybody who almost seems like every like major like fucking movie studio in the U.S. thinks everybody that watches their movies are fucking just stupid beyond belief. They feel like they gotta dumb everything down. Godzilla's invincible in the Japanese movies. Let's make him easily killed in the American movie. Yay! Brilliant! I'm like, no, suck my dick. Roland Emmerich, suck it. This sucked. 2012 sucked. Fucking half the shit you've made sucks. I don't hate Roland Emmerich. I don't. There's worse directors out there. But a lot of the shit this guy makes blows donkey dick. The only two movies I like by this dude is Stargate and Independence Day. That is really fucking it. I mean, everything else I have like hated and fucking hated with a passion, man. Seriously, and this is, I'll go ahead and give my rating 0. The only way I could get any enjoyment out of this movie is if I watch it as a non-Godzilla movie. I mean, really, just a disaster movie, and even then, it'd be like, but it's impossible to do that because they deliberately go out of their way to sometimes try to make you think of Godzilla. But then they do a 180 and make the creature so different from Godzilla. It's like, this ain't fucking Godzilla. This is like Godzilla wannabe. I'm like, who the fuck is this? It's Zilla. Not Godzilla, Zilla. But seriously, man. And then at the end, you find out there's one egg left after the Madison Square Garden got blown up. Somehow one egg survived 2 rocket blasts when everything should have just like fell down on it. And it hatches, and there's a Zilla left, and the movie ends, setting up for a sequel that we never get. But you do get a fucking animated series, and the animated series is better than this movie because it's more like the original Godzilla. The animated series is what this movie should have been. But seriously, this sucks, man. I mean, bad. This sucks big ones. For Godzilla's American debut, failure, man. Failure. Bad Roland Emmerich. Bad, 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 bad. Total 0. Worthless to me as a Godzilla movie. Worthless. Watching it as like a random disaster movie about a giant dinosaur. I've never really tried that. Maybe it would be good like that, or a random animal movie or something about a giant animal. It would either be good or decent like that, I guess. I I don't know. Maybe it'd be decent like that. But as a Godzilla movie, which is what this wants to be, but at the same time it doesn't. It changes everything so much. It's not that. It's dog shit. So I'll see you guys again with my next review.